And it's just about the focus not falling back into victimhood and being like, this is a past thing, not now. And just allowing it to come through and not attaching to it,
Hmm.
which is challenging, but I'm getting there. And I know because my subconscious mind has survived it, so it wants more of it because it's survivable.
Mm.
Sadness is survivable, so give me more. That's what my unconscious mind says.
Mm.
And remembering that knocks me out of it. So yeah.
So, Ian, as you were talking about welcoming sadness, I was thinking about how opposites are contained within each other. And your welcoming of it allows for what's on the other side to come into existence, experience. And so it brought back to me the focus on the welcoming. And it was last year, I think, round about the same time last year, that I can remember I used the phrase free falling and free floating. And I used that phrase because of wondering how I get from the depths of anxiety to experiencing safety. And that's when I got the phrase free falling is the anxiety and free floating is the safety. And yet the safety is not locked, right? It's not fixed. It's still explorative. But there's a knowing of a stability. And that stability is the process of life, which is continual change. And so if I think of your words, Ian, then it would be welcoming of that continual change.
Thank you, Alison. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian and Alison. Conversation had me look at feeling alive.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
and to notice the charge of what that means for me, or the meaning as and for me, I just thought like it was a strive for something, like to feel alive, like there was some place to be with it, like some feeling to have, to be excited about life.
Mm.
Because there's sayings in the culture I've been around. Like there's a well, there is a curiosity about it that is just in the reflection of it, in the like the curiosity takes requires the reflection of it. But it's not only to say it in the curiosity, in the good times, in the joy to be alive. It's also in the down times,
Mm.
in the sad times. As a whole, over all time. And that's how what you brought for me. And when you said just feeling to feel, by feeling the feeling, being in it, accepting it for what it is and nothing more.
Mm.
Because it's like that, those, all of them are the feelings of being alive.
Mm.
It's the whole spectrum. And it's like, you know, it's like, it's as if we expect, want, must have a life without darkness. And like we can't have a life that has fear, sadness, grief, shame, frustrations. Those are just some of the negative feelings that we can have. And society may say, like, oh, you aren't allowed to feel those. You have to be happy. You have to enjoy life. And I think that's the second layer. It's like when we can allow those feelings, whatever as they are, then we can choose to look at them. We can choose to let them go, like you said, Ian. It's like that's how I can let them go. We become aware. We can choose uh, what what feeling or charge or emotion do I want to feel? There's all sorts of different ways we can go with it when we're aware. And it doesn't need to be the same every time. So for me, that gives me a perspective then that it doesn't have to be one or the other, but that feeling to feel, like feeling alive, is the whole spectrum. And to know they're going to come, they're going to up and down. And if I can practice being aware of them, what is this feeling, to explore it, not hide from it, not avoid it, but go and like search for that feeling. Why is it there? What is it? What can I let go of? And ultimately, for me, that is just to see it for what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. So, feeling alive is nothing more and nothing less than the feeling that I've got in the moment I've got it. But that awareness is different than how I used to handle them. Meaning it was like I'd try, I would fight for them not to bother me. I would stuff them away so that I didn't feel. I thought that was living. Or I'd say I couldn't have that feeling. It just turns cold and hard. It can be done. It can be done. But it's not truly living. It's not allowing the full spectrum of all the emotions that are available, that are just waiting to be experienced. So name them and tame them. Which means it's like when I'm in a good mood, name it. What is that feeling? Name it. I'm down. Something like there's is settled around. Name it and tame it. And if it doesn't settle, like meaning if it doesn't release, if there isn't a release in it, it's not the right name.
Mm-hmm.
That's feeling. It's like, oh, I think it's this, but no, there's something, there's not that alignment in the body. That's the subconscious. And it doesn't really work to just name a bunch of things. It's to thoughtful. It's sitting with the feeling, like to explore, what is this? Why? And when you find it, yeah, like identify with it, connect with it, then it can be, you can be with it. Morning, Chi.
Good morning.
Morning,
It's
Jesse. Morning, everybody.
Morning, Chi.
Morning. Yeah, I was listening on YouTube, so I just want to to give my support and some good energy.
Thanks, G. Glad you're here. Glad to be with you.
Glad to be here.
Love your energy.
Love you all. Yeah, forgiveness is so essential. It's so important for us to let go. To I can see that that's what I'm still working on and have to work on for. I don't know how long, but forgiveness it's a big thing. Yeah, you have to forgive yourself, forgive others, and forgive your past, and it's a huge process. But it liberates us to forgive.
Yes, it's that forgiving, and then it's like, well, what was it that what was the mechanics of me having to do something that I would have to forgive for so that I don't keep doing it again, right? Now that's not a very clear question with it, but it's like, what is it in my actions, right, that were having me do things that weren't right, that I can't live with now, or that are really irking me? And usually it's down to something we were fighting for, right? We were judging ourselves or others for.
Right.
We're blaming, it's like all these old patterns, right? That were keeping us from, one, forgiving, but also not feeling in the moment.
It's forgiveness, and there's also surrendering. Our higher self is all about forgiving, and loving. It's the truth, and it's we have to give into it. We have to surrender to it. Because our mind, we cannot be two places at the same time. Either you choose fear or you choose love.
Yes, so good. At the essence, it is for sure.
Yes, it's all about, always choosing. Fear or love, fear or love, remind ourselves. That's how we get back to the present, to the now.
Yeah.
Where we can reshape or shape a new identity or this is all comes back to choices. Yeah. In order to change, we have to start with our beliefs. We have to start to change our beliefs in order to move on to the next step. We all stuck in fear, guilt, blame, and shame, and all that, But I feel you. I was listening. I'm with you.
I'd just like to say, Chi, when you said about beliefs,
Yeah.
the core fundamental beliefs you can't change because they give you orientation, they give you the sense of separation. But you can live like they're not there. But trying to change belief gives the belief more power.
The answer is within, you know, because out there it's all programmed, you know. It's either they want us to do this thing or that thing or behave one way or the other way, you know. It's nothing about us. We have to look inward. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to practice, you know, daily, moment to moment. Because yeah, things are happening. There's so much now. I don't know how to. I just got a scam, you know. Went in my bank account and my kids, you know, and then emptied all of them, you know, yesterday.
Oh.
Ugh.
So how? Yeah, I have to. I must have attracted some way somehow. You know. Maybe I haven't forgiven or haven't. We have to have a good relationship with ourselves and with life, with whatever, with money, with family. You know, we have to.
Mm.
And I think I have still a lot to learn, or else I wouldn't have this lesson. You know, where we're losing everything. There was a big shock yesterday. Yeah, still is, and try to stay in the moment. You know, not looking too much back or forth. Or...
Mm. I don't know if I've mentioned it before when you were here, Chi, but there's a saying from a Tibetan nun that I often have to remember. And she says, none of us can predict the future, but how we deal with the present profoundly impacts on it.
Beautiful, beautiful, yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Because the present is where the higher self is.
Mm-hmm. There's something else, also, as you were talking about forgiveness. And I was listening to a series done by a psychology researcher. She's a really wonderful, wonderful woman. She's American, and her name is Brené Brown. And she was quoting somebody else that she had, you know, been speaking to. And what struck her about this person was his take on forgiveness. And what he was saying was, to truly forgive, we have to allow something to die. And that really struck me. And Jesse was talking earlier about, if we don't, I'm not sure if you said it like this, but what I got from it was, if we don't allow the negative, then we never allow for grieving and mourning. And those are very important processes in being human, because they allow for the new.
When you let go of fear, pain, or suffering, it's like that part of the ego die. It's a part of us. In order to, like you said.
I think there's more capacity then for the alignment, right? For a fuller alignment, or more stable alignment.
They really explore. If you get a feeling that it isn't that, then you haven't explored it correctly enough.
That's
Or
right.
given it more.
Because life is a miracle. Really, it is. We tend to forget that. Miracle
We sure
is
do.
moving from pain to joy. It's, from suffering to
That's the process of birth, right?
It takes process. It takes practice. We have to constantly remind ourselves, not let our ego, which is like the wild horse, dragging us around, up and down, back and forth, and we have to calm the wild horse down. In order to tame it. But I'm so glad, I'm so grateful for having you guys, to process this with you and and grow, learn, and all this experience, all these challenges, this has been really helpful for me. So I'm very grateful for having you guys.
I say the same thing for myself, G. I'm very grateful for this morning.
This is my perspective. I might see it as pain, but after I hear your take on it, I might see it as something else.
It's all about where we put our awareness. What do we choose? We have the ability to choose whether we want to be stuck or moving,
Like you said, life is a miracle, but it's full of a lot of miracles within that miracle.
Miracle is, is the greatest and good for other than yourself, and creating happiness for others, make people smile. It's the small things.
That's when you choose the expansive choice instead of I choose me It's the contracting choice.
Instead of expecting miracles, you go create miracles, for other people, helping others, make them smile.
And when you help others, you help yourself.
Yeah, you got to learn it twice. And it sticks better.
And it comes from creating miracles to being a miracle yourself.
Yeah.
Mm.
And when you start seeing it, it's everywhere.
Everything is everywhere because life is always happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you give love, when you show love, you're creating miracles.
It's all about the perspective. If you want to see miracles, you will see them everywhere. If you want to see pain and misery, you just look the other way and you can see that too.
Mm.
We are creating it by giving it our energy.
We are capable of so much. We have so much in our capacity, but we've been dumbed down. We've been, with programs, with drugs, with alcohol, with propaganda, everything. No wonder
With school, school is everything is outside of you. They don't say 1 + 1 is something that's inside of you. No, it's one apple plus another apple. Always external, the stuff you're learning there.
Well, thank you, everybody. I have to, go and
Thank you, Chi.
have a great day.
Thank
And
you, Chi.
take
You
care.
too.
Yeah,
See you
thank you.
soon.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
So, how come we never say when something bad happens, we are thankful for that miracle?
It's because it's bad.
Right?
It's because of
Like that was in Chi this morning was they stole all my money. They took it. Fraud. And so now I'm opening to the miracle that can be. Wow. Like just think of that. What does that take? And when we explore it to put ourselves into that state, then even we can experience it and ask like, well, how would I handle it? What would I do with it? And it's nothing like going through the real thing, but it is as good as. The difference is you can let yourself out of it in one way, and like Chi, you don't get to let yourself out of it. Meaning like that's real, like that is, and that's the real lesson. Like kids. So I pass on to you, Chi, the joy of miracles in your situation.
Mm.
When we break that down, when you say life is a miracle, then you pass on life to him.
Well, like I was just sitting here. Oh, I'm about to like have a cup of coffee, right? I'm going to go in and get one, and oh, I had one delivered.
A miracle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You thought about it and you created it
And it
without doing
and
anything.
but it just floated right out here.
Mm.
That's nice.
Like, see the subtleness of a miracle.
Mm.
And whoever said it is like, but when we are looking for them, they will appear.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's like, just like you said, a little piece of compassion, like thinking of someone else.
Mm.
And it was like, it was my dad delivering it. So making it, having it available, thinking of me, bringing it out.
Mm.
All as I thought there's like, oh man, I don't really want to walk inside and get a cup. Just I want one, but I don't want to go yet.
And he heard you. He heard you. Well, want a
Yep.
cup of coffee? I'll get it. I'll bring it.
Yep. Scared me, but yeah, he did.
The unexpected.
Yeah.
How much fun would a
And
miracle be if it wasn't unexpected?
right. And some may say that's not a miracle, right? And it's like, yeah, I can accept that, right? And it's like, yeah, but then I ask, well, what would it have taken to be a miracle?
Mm.
Whether let's just say, I don't know. I was just trying to be funny with something, but I couldn't. I could, I just didn't choose to go with it.
That was funny.
I was trying to think of be like ridiculous in the miracle, and like what was there was like, would it have been a miracle if it was Bigfoot that was delivering my coffee?
What's the difference? Did the coffee got
Right.
delivered?
I know. I mean, just think of the absurdity in that. I mean, just the like, like it has to be some. We've been conditioned that we have to be. There has to be like some drama in it.
Mm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
just a story we're telling ourselves.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's what society's conditioned us to not to be numb to what is.
Yeah.
Greatest disservice we can do to each other.
Mm.
Because then we create stories in our heads that say, I can't have fun unless I'm drinking. Because everyone on TV, they're having the best
Mm.
time while they're drinking.
Yep.
Well, if Bigfoot actually had delivered the coffee, it would just have been a different miracle, probably a little more scary miracle.
No, and you wouldn't have believed me anyway. So like, then it's like, is it really? And then like, huh? Okay, how weird, how ironic, how insane is that? All of it. I'm about ready to snap my fingers and see if I can get another cup.
Well, do you really want it?
Yeah. See that? It's like, well, maybe I can get two in a row in my favor.
Mm.
Look at me take.
Well, that's also the pleasure of giving.
Yeah.
Mm. And comes back to the connection, right?
Yeah. When two people are involved, there's two different perspectives.
Mm.
The joy of giving, the joy of getting.
Mm.
And it's all connected to just one action.
Yeah. And we see it as the transaction. Without much thought. Well, I don't say that, but it's like with little thought into what goes into it before and what is after for both in the giving and the receiving.
Yeah, it was also a miracle the other way. Wow, he wanted a cup of coffee. What a miracle.
Yeah.
So was there a meeting yesterday or not?
I was there, but
Oh, you were there. Oh, I wasn't. I had my son here.
but I wasn't really there. I got there early. I turned it on uh, and I fell asleep in it and woke up about 40 minutes later saying, I heard a ding.
And then the question
I'm
was,
So I
sorry
don't know
I
how
how
woke
long
I
you.
did
don't
you?
know how long Allison was waiting or who else showed up and left. I have no idea.
Well, how can you hear anything in the silence?
Oh, there's a setting that I set that it chimes, it dings when somebody joins or requests to join,
Yeah,
and then I can admit them, and then we all hear the same type of sound.
yeah.
It's a great function because, man, I used to have, I'd close my eyes and, then every now and again I'd have to open them and look to see if anyone else had joined. But this one just allows me to be in the moment with it.
It's that.
But
doo.
I was way deep in my sleep with that one, and I was like, I just had the thought of like, I heard a chime. I just don't know when.
Ah,
Yep, Allison was there 47 minutes later.
Well, I started at past.
As I knew I was I knew I was gonna blow it. 2 hours of sleep wasn't
No, it was a really late flight.
It's
yeah,
like the alarm
yeah,
sound. The alarm
yeah,
sound on my phone. It's like soft song and then birds chirping and stuff like that. I
yeah.
can I can dream to that, and then hey, there's something familiar about this.
It's like
What
I
is
got
it?
the same one.
Ah,
Mine's a soft awakening, right? Or soft
yeah,
rising. And it is, it's like, yeah, same thing. It's like I can easily roll over and hit stop, or I can go right through it.
yeah. Uh, when Peter, my bird, was alive, I couldn't sleep through it because as soon as he heard the birds, he would start cheep 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 cheep. So I had a double alarm. Uh,
That's right. It's like, oh, yeah, time to get up and play with me.
Mm.
Well, Ian, I honor your bravery for bringing this topic in this morning.
Mm. Feelings.
They are the essence of life. It is what gives meaning to life.
and then when you're done with the whatever it is, then you got to release the feelings to not be
Yep.
attached to it.
Yes.
Mm.
So they're
Yep.
frequential, up and neutral, down and neutral.
Mm.
Started going a lot in neutral, and you see a lot more from that space than you do from up or down.
Yes.
And then the ups and downs become lower and lower.
Right.
They don't. You don't go woohoo. It's yeah, that's great.
Mm.
You
Yep.
don't go wah. It's a oh shit happens.
Yep. The amplitude of them become smaller.
Yeah.
So like the swings between the waves becomes less, which means the storm becomes quieter.
Mm.
Yet we open up so much more of the feeling. It's ironic.
Mm.
It's that it is said so well. It's between fear and love.
Mm.
It's a storm on the sea or the calmness. the, the joy of seeing land.
Yeah.
And then when you get on land, you realize, whoa, it's the wrong land I've come to. Back to the sea.
Great to being with each of you today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was funny, it was exploring, it was expanding. Lots of great
Mm.
stuff happened today.
It was.
Mhm. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, you have a
Thank you,
blessed day.
everyone.
Thanks,
Have a
Anna.
Bye.
good day, guys. Bye.
Bye, Allison.
Bye,
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 Heinz.
Bye, Jesse. Bye, Alison. Bye, Ian.
bye.